we proceed the chapter motion in a plane, in which we were discussing the topic projectile motion. Now we discuss projectile fired parallel to horizontal. Topic is projectile fired parallel to horizontal. We will discuss about the projectile which is fired parallel to horizontal. Suppose there is a height h and this is the ground, and a body is projected horizontally from point O. A body is projected horizontally. This is the ground. And body is projected horizontally at a height h from the ground, and let this point is A point also situated on the ground, and the body is projected horizontal to the ground. A body is projected horizontal to the ground with velocity u. A body is projected, a projectile is fired horizontally, horizontal to the ground with velocity u. Suppose after time t, the body is at point P and the coordinate of point P is x, y. And at point P, the velocity of the body. At point P, the velocity of the body is v. After time t, the body reaches at point P, where its horizontal component of velocity, P is the point which coordinate is x, y. And the horizontal component of velocity v is vx, and the vertical component of velocity at point P is v1. And the velocity vector v is making an angle theta at point P. The velocity vector v is making an angle theta with the horizontal component of velocity vx. So the coordinate of point P is x, y. It means after time t, the horizontal distance travelled by the particle is x, and the vertical distance travelled by the particle is y. A body is projected horizontally from point O at a height h from the ground with velocity u. After time t, the body reaches at point P, and the velocity at point P is v vector, and these are two rectangular components. These are the two rectangular components of the velocity vector. In horizontal direction, the component of velocity v is vx, and in vertical direction, the component of velocity at point P, the component of vertical velocity is vy, and the horizontal component of velocity is vx. And the distance covered by the particle, the distance covered by the projectile is x in x direction, in horizontal direction, At point P, the projectile covers a distance x, horizontal distance covered x, and the vertical distance covered by y. So let the body is projected. Let the body is projected. Let the body is projected from point O. From point O at a height h. At a height h from the ground. From the ground. Let a body is projected from point O at a height h from the ground with horizontal velocity u. With horizontal velocity u. With horizontal velocity u. U is the horizontal velocity. Means the body is projected horizontal to the ground from point O at a height h, and the velocity is u. So the body is under the influence of two independent motions. The body is under the influence of two independent motions. The body is under the influence of two simultaneous independent motions. Two simultaneous independent motions. So the body is projected horizontally with velocity u at a height h from the ground from point O, and the body is under the influence of two simultaneous independent motions. First, horizontal motion with uniform velocity, uniform horizontal velocity with u. First is uniform horizontal velocity. Uniform horizontal velocity. The body is under the influence of two simultaneous independent motion. The first motion is with uniform horizontal velocity u, and second is vertically downward accelerated motion. Vertically downward accelerated motion. Vertically downward accelerated motion. The body is under the influence of two types of independent motion. First is uniform horizontal velocity u, and second is vertically downward accelerated motion with constant acceleration g. With constant acceleration. With constant acceleration g. Already we have studied that projectile is under the influence of two types of motion. First motion is with uniform horizontal velocity, and second is vertically downward accelerated motion with constant acceleration g. Because when the particle reaches the point A, so in the every point of trajectory, the particle covers both the distances, x distance as well as y distance. As for example, at point P, the body has covered x distance as well as y distance. So in horizontal direction, in x direction, the body is moving with uniform horizontal velocity, and in y direction, the body is moving vertically downward direction with constant acceleration g. And under the combined effect of two types of motions, body reaches the point A. Under the effect of two combined motions, the body reaches to the point A. So, suppose after time t, the body reaches at P. And whose coordinate is x, y. So we are interested to find the horizontal distance covered by the body when the body reaches at point P. So horizontal distance equals to, and since this horizontal motion is with uniform velocity, and for uniform velocity the formula for distance is velocity into time. So horizontal distance covered equals to horizontal velocity, horizontal distance covered equals to horizontal velocity into time taken, and horizontal distance is x, horizontal velocity is u, and time taken we have supposed t. So x equals to u into t, and we will find the value of time. So time t is equals to x upon u. Name it first number equations. So this is the horizontal distance traveled by the body, x equals to u into t, and t time taken to cover the horizontal distance is calculated by using the formula t equals to x by u. Now for vertical distance, covered, we use the formula. This is the accelerated motion with constant acceleration. So the formula for constant acceleration, s equals to ut plus half at square. S equals to ut plus half at square. And s is the distance travelled by the particle or distance travelled by the projectile. And when the particle reaches at point P, then the vertical distance travelled by the particle is y. So at the place of s, we put y, and u is the, we are finding vertical distance. We are considering the vertical motion. So in vertical direction the velocity is 0 because the body is projected in horizontal direction. The body is projected in horizontal direction, not in vertical direction. It means the vertical velocity u is 0. So 0 into t plus half. At the place of a, we use g, acceleration due to gravity, and this is the downward motion. So in downward motion g is taken positive, and time taken is t, so t square. Now we put the value of, this becomes 0, half g, and the value of t we have calculated x upon u the whole square. So y equals to half g and x upon u the whole square, and this can be written as half g x square by u square, which is written as g by 2u square into x square. Here g is constant, acceleration due to gravity is constant, 2 is a constant term, u horizontal velocity is also constant, so we can write that the vertical distance travelled y is equals to k into x square, where k is constant, where k is constant, and which is equals to g upon 2u square. G upon 2u square is a constant value. So y equals to kx square. This is the quadratic function in terms of x. This is the quadratic function. In terms of x. Y equals to kx square, where k is constant and x square is a quadratic function. So we can say that this equation is a quadratic function of x. So the trajectory of the projectile is a parabola. So we can conclude that the trajectory of a projectile is parabola. Means the path covered by a projectile is parabolic. The path covered by a projectile is parabolic. This graph is parabola and its nature is called parabolic. So the trajectory means the path covered by body is called its trajectory. So the trajectory of a parabola, the trajectory of a projectile is a parabola. So this is the equation for quadratic equation. So y comes in y is the quadratic function in terms of x, means we conclude that the path which the projectile traced, which is called trajectory, is a parabola. Its nature is parabolic. This was the derivation for the expression of trajectory. Now we talk about the time of flight. Time of flight. Time of flight. What is the definition of time of flight? So, it is the total time taken. It is the total time in which time of flight means total time. So time of flight, it is the total time in which the projectile remains in flight. And time of flight is represented by capital T. So the total time in which the projectile remains in flight means time taken to going from O to A. Time taken to go from O to A is the total time taken, called time of flight. So for finding the time of flight, we use the formula S equals to ut plus half of at square. S is the total vertical distance and the total vertical distance covered in time of flight. When body reaches from O to A, then the total vertical distance covered will be h. So at the place of S we use h and u becomes 0 because vertical velocity is 0. For time of flight we have to use capital T plus 1 by 2. Acceleration A is the acceleration due to gravity into capital T square. So we get h equals to, this becomes 0 plus half gt square and 2h equals to gt square and t square equals to 2h by g, and we get the formula for time of flight 2h by g under root of 2h by g. So this is the expression for time of flight, total time in which the projectile remains in the flight. It's called time of flight. Now the next terms we use in horizontal projectile is horizontal range. Horizontal range. So it is the horizontal distance covered by projectile. It is the horizontal distance. Horizontal range is the horizontal distance covered by the projectile. Covered by the projectile during its flight. During its flight. So total horizontal distance covered by a projectile during its flight is called horizontal range, and the horizontal range is, name it point B. BA is the horizontal range. This distance is the horizontal range represented by R. So R is the total horizontal distance covered by the projectile during its flight. When particle reaches from O to A, then total horizontal or maximum horizontal distance covered is BA, and BA equals to R. So we can write horizontal range or horizontal distance. What is it? This is the total horizontal distance, which is called horizontal range. So horizontal range equals to horizontal velocity. Horizontal velocity into time of flight. Into time of flight. Horizontal range R equals to horizontal velocity U into time of flight. So R equals to horizontal velocity is U and time of flight just we have calculated. Time of flight T equals to under root of 2h by g. So the formula for horizontal range is U under root of 2h by g. This formula we used for finding the horizontal range. Now the velocity of the projectile at any instant. We calculate now velocity of the projectile at any instant. Velocity of projectile at any instant. At any instant, the velocity of projectile. So, when the projectile reaches at point P, after time T, then let its velocity is V. When the projectile reaches at point P after time T, then its velocity is V, and velocity V has two rectangular components, horizontal components which has, and the velocity V has two rectangular components, Vx horizontal component and Vy vertical component, Vx and Vy. So we find both the velocities. The horizontal velocity Vx equals to u, the horizontal component of velocity, Vx equals to u, because the value of horizontal velocity remains same at every point. So what gets changes? Its vertical velocity gets changes during the at every point of the trajectory, but horizontal component of velocity Vx remains constant, through which it was projected. It was projected with velocity u, and that was horizontal velocity. The vertical component of velocity, Vy equals to V equals to u plus gt. So Vy equals to u is 0. Initial velocity in vertical direction is 0 plus g, and time taken to reach the point P is t. So V equals to g into t. So these are the two components, horizontal component of velocity and vertical component of velocity. To find the resultant velocity, this is the rectangular component. So if this is Vx, then this will become Vx and this will become Vy. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate the resultant velocity at P. So resultant velocity at point P, V equals to, by Pythagoras theorem, under root of Vx square plus Vy square. The value of Vx is u and the value of Vy is gt. So g square is t square. So this is the resultant velocity. Resultant velocity at P, V equals to under root of g square plus t square. Now let the resultant velocity V makes an angle beta, makes an angle beta with horizontal component of velocity. The resultant velocity V is making an angle beta. The resultant velocity V is making an angle beta with the horizontal component Vx. So in this triangle we can write tan beta equals to perpendicular upon base. So perpendicular, this is Vy, and base, this is Vx. So Vy upon Vx, and the value of Vy is Gt. So Gt, and the value of Vx is u, horizontal velocity. So tan beta equals to Gt by u, and beta equals to tan inverse and Gt by u. So this is the angle beta, the angle which the resultant velocity V makes with the horizontal. Beta equals to tan inverse Gt by u. In the next video we will discuss projectile angular projection.